Imagine it is Sunday morning and you are staring at your fantasy football lineup. One of your star players has a really tough matchup this week. Do you trust them or do you bench them for someone else? The short answer to whether you should start a player with a bad matchup is, it depends, but often, yes, you should. Elite players especially can frequently overcome a difficult defensive opponent through sheer talent and consistent opportunity. It is a common fantasy football dilemma that requires a thoughtful approach beyond just looking at a color-coded chart. While matchups are certainly a factor to consider, they are not the only piece of the puzzle. The core mechanism here is that a player's inherent skill and their role within their team's offense often dictate their performance more than the quality of the opposing defense. A top-tier running back or wide receiver will still receive a high volume of touches or targets, which creates opportunities for points regardless of who they are playing against. So how do you make this tough decision? First, always prioritize volume. For wide receivers, look at their target share, which is the percentage of team targets they receive. For running backs, consider their share of carries and involvement in the passing game. A player with consistent, high volume is usually a safe bet, even against a good defense. Second, evaluate the player's talent. Is this player an absolute superstar like Patrick Mahomes or Christian McCaffrey? Elite talents tend to transcend matchups because of their unique skill set. They can create big plays even when blanketed by strong defenders. Third, dive deeper into the matchup itself. Instead of just seeing a strong overall defense, identify if that defense has specific weaknesses against certain positions. For example, a team might have an excellent run defense but be vulnerable to slot wide receivers. This is where insider details like game script come into play. If your player's team is expected to be trailing significantly, their quarterback might throw the ball much more, leading to unexpected volume for your receivers, even in a tough game. Also, consider the player's floor versus ceiling. Sometimes, a player with a bad matchup still has a higher floor of guaranteed points than a less talented player with an easier matchup. Ultimately, the goal is to make the most informed decision possible for your fantasy team's success. Do not be too quick to bench your core players based solely on a perceived bad matchup. Combine your understanding of their consistent volume, their elite talent, and any specific defensive vulnerabilities. This analytical approach helps you make confident lineup choices, ensuring you are maximizing your team's scoring potential each week.